Hello, this is Scott Carpenter. I wanted to take you on a quick tour of the area where I got footage of the Dogman. Now this area, even to this day, still gives me the creeps, but I've got my sidearm with me, and I'm going to go into this area and kind of give you a tour and overview of where I spotted the Dogman on both occasions back in this area. This is a very narrow horse trail. The foliage is going to be very close to me. It also leads out to the isolated island where the Dogman came up behind me and looked at me for a few seconds. So we're going to go into this area, we're going to look around and kind of give you a first-hand look at the area where the Dogman... Hello, this is Scott Carpenter. We're getting ready to enter the area where I had my Dogman encounter. The first area I'm going to go to is the feeding station that I had set up for the Bigfoot. This is where we had first contact with the Dogman. He raised up behind me in some brush and an old blowdown. I'm ready to take you in there. Right here is a little trail leading in. It goes back over here to our right. I actually found a Dogman footprint on the skirts of this mud hole. This mud hole is dry now, but when I found the footprint, it was still wet. It was wet, and so the Dogman had walked around the edge and left a 11 to 12 inch footprint. Okay, 2 years ago, this area here was the feeding station for the Bigfoot. As you can see, I've abandoned it, and it's kind of been tore up. But at that time, I was leaving rocks and food right here for the Bigfoot. The Dogman was actually located in this blowdown right here, standing in the very back of it. As I made my way around here, the Dogman was right back there watching me. This is what always gets me the creeps. It's an old well, and so deep dug wells and paranormal activity seem to go together. It doesn't look that far, but I was standing approximately in this location, and the Dogman jumped up on one of these trees back here and was looking at me. That is the footage from May, where the Dogman jumped up on a tree, and that's where that footage comes from. And I was actually right back here, standing in this area right here. You can see that I had a hair trap on the tree. The tape's still here, and right through there is where the Dogman jumped up on the side of that tree and was looking at me. I know it looks farther away, and that's the way the digital camera makes it look, but you can see how thick the area is in here. So basically, on the day I had my Dogman encounter, the Dogman was standing right in there. And as I worked my way out and back to the main trail, down here into this corner, the Dogman, of course, went through here, and see that very large tree? He hid behind that very large tree and then came on around it to sneak up and look at me. So let's go around and I'll show you where the Dogman popped up at. Okay, I'm back out to the main trail. I'm going to follow this trail down to the island crossing. The Dogman was in here, and he was paralleling me all the way up through here. So we're going to walk this trail out here. This last few bit, you can see how thick it is. Alright, I'm in the same location approximately that I was on March 27th, 2011 when I had the Dogman close encounter. Of course, I didn't realize it. I had a back trail camera sitting here filming behind me. I had the camera on my monopod, and I was checking out this island over here because I'd had a Bigfoot sighting over here at this island. So I'm standing approximately right here, and I have my back turned, and I'm giving you a view over my shoulder, and I'm concentrating on this island. And while I'm doing that, unbeknownst to me, in this area right here, the Dogman raises up. And to give you an idea of how tall that is, I am 6'3", and I'm looking straight across to the area where he raised his head and pushed his snout through. To give you an idea of how tall the Dogman was approximately, I'm 6'3", and I'm looking straight across. And you have to remember that the back trail camera was on my shoulder, and if you look right through there, I'm trying to point. Those are the two cedar branches and foliage that the Dogman pushed his nose up through. So that little hole, that area right there, is where the Dogman raised up and was watching me. And then as I turned my shoulders, because I was like this, filming this way, and I did this deal to turn around this way. And as I turned, he went right down into there. And then he was hiding literally right there. And that is approximately 4 feet. I say again, that is approximately 4 feet away from me. This is very close. And he was just right there. At the time, this tree that you see here was not here. This tree had not fallen. So there was nothing between me and this Dogman except open trail. And that is the area where he stepped into, raised up, watched me, and then as I spun around, he the approximate size was 6 foot to 6'5". There's the large tree that I pointed out when I was over here, but this is the exact area where the Dogman rose up and took a look. I hope this gives you an idea of how close the Dogman was to me on that day. It was just unbelievable. He was literally could have reached out and grabbed me, and probably fortunate that he didn't for whatever reason. But the Dogman was literally right here in this area here watching me, and I was standing right there. And as you can see, that's just a few feet. He was right in there. And that's a little bit too close for comfort. That's all I have to say about it. I hope that helps you understand the situation in here and gives you an idea of what the area looked like and what was happening on that day. For me, it was just a normal day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was enlightening and entertaining and informative.